I'm loving this so far. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's reading vlog is going to be me reading romance books to get in the Valentine's Day spirit. Today is February 3rd, so Valentine's Day is just a few short weeks away. So I thought it would be fun in the month of February, the month of love for Valentine's Day, to read some romance books and just get in the Valentine's Day spirit. I have a couple physical books that I'm going to read, and then I also have a couple audiobooks that I could read because I do want to. Because I do have this puzzle that I got for Christmas that I want to do in this video because it's kind of Valentine's Day-y It's kind of Valentine's Day-y to me. It is very pink and purples and florally. Let me show ya. So this is what the puzzle looks like. It has a pink VW bus on it with just a bunch of pinks and purple flowers and stuff in it. So I think that this will be such a great puzzle to do in this video. Kind of get me into the Valentine's Day mood too. So I will be doing this puzzle while I listen to some audiobooks. And then I have physical romance books to read as well. So come along with me and let's get in the Valentine's Day spirit together and read some romance books. Okay, so I want to give you an update on where I'm at reading-wise. The physical book that I have started with is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This is my first ever Lynn Painter book. I've never read a book by her. And so far, I am really liking it. I am 68 pages in on chapter 7. It follows these two characters that the girl was a bartender at a wedding and the guy was the best man brother of the bride and best friend to the groom. And they end up having a one-night stand at this wedding that the bartender was working. And they were both scrolling on a dating app and found each other. And they both have collectively decided to be each other's like wing person for while they're looking for a relationship. I think eventually they'll probably end up together because they're the two main characters of a romance book. So obviously they're going to end up together. But so far it's been pretty fun. They literally just went to like a speed dating thing and decided to leave halfway through to go get tacos because they were not enjoying themselves arriving. So it's been fun. It's cute. Nothing too crazy. It is like a pretty fast read, it feels like. I'm on page 68 and there's 298 pages, I think. Oh, 280 something pages. 289 pages. So I think it'll be a pretty fast read, but there's the physical book that I am reading, and then I have a separate audiobook that I am currently in the middle of for when I'm working on my puzzle. And the audiobook that I'm currently listening to is After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am over halfway through this book now. I've read 5 hours and 43 minutes worth of the audiobook, and there's 3 hours and 38 minutes left. So I'll probably finish this, honestly, probably today while I'm working on my puzzle. Sorry if the angle changed at all. My camera battery died while I was chatting. So this one is interesting. It's not a normal like romance book, I would say. It follows the main girl, her and her husband that have been, like, they were high school sweethearts. They've been together since they were like 16 or 18 or something like that. She just turned 30 or is like around 30, I think. And they decide that they are going to take a year break, kind of like a trial run, because they're not sure that their marriage is working anymore. So they are going to take a year-long break and see what comes of it, if their marriage will last and they will kind of re-find their love for each other through that year apart, or if they won't. I'm not sure how it's going to end, but we shall see. So it's not like a normal romance, which is kind of like, I did this video for romance books to get me into the Valentine's Day spirit, and this one's not really getting me into a Valentine's Day spirit because obviously Valentine's Day is a holiday for love, and this couple is taking a year break to see if they want to stay together or get divorced. So not really what I thought I was getting myself into, but I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I'm sure the end will have some sort of emotional punch to it. But we shall see. So far, I am thinking it's my least favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I have read to date. So, and I only have one more book from her after this that I have not read until I've read every single thing that she's been out with. So This is definitely my least favorite so far out of all of them, I think, but we will see how it ends. I'm gonna put on my headphones and get listening to it while I work on my puzzle some more. I just finished After I Do, literally just finished listening to it. I've still got some more puzzle that I need to do, so I will be starting another audiobook. Not right now because my back hurts a little bit from sitting doing this puzzle, so I'm going to take a break from the puzzle. But I thought I would just give you my initial thoughts after finishing the book. I don't know what I'm going to rate it yet. I'm going to hold off on my rating until the end of the video, and I'll give all my ratings for all the books then. But I did enjoy it. I think it still is my least favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I've read. Just something about it just like didn't call to me the same as her other books, so I think it will end up being my lowest rated one so far from all of her books. But the ending was cute. I did get a little emotional at the end because I don't know how much I want to say without giving anything away, but something has happening to her grandma. And I lost all 4 of my grandparents by the time that I was graduated from high school. So it just got me a little emotional thinking about my grandparents and how they never got to meet my husband, and it's just sad. So that got me a little bit more emotional. But that wasn't the point of the story. The point of the story was the romance and the love story, and how you can find love again if you're struggling in your marriage, and how you just have to keep trying and work through it, kind of. But yeah, I don't really know where I'm sitting at with my rating, but wanted to tell you that I finished it. And then I'll tell you what the next audiobook is that I'm going to be listening to while I am finishing up this puzzle. I do have downloaded on my Libby Part of Your World, which is Abby Jimenez book. I have read Yours Truly and Just for the Summer, which is part of this little like trilogy, but I never read Part of Your World, because I didn't realize that it was a standalone or a interconnected standalone, and that you should have read Part of Your World first when I read Yours Truly. So I am now going to be reading this one and finishing up that little series, but I don't think I'll be able to finish this entire audiobook while I'm listening to my puzzle. While I'm doing my puzzle, because I am over halfway with it, I think. Yeah, I'm definitely over halfway with my puzzle, and this audiobook is 10 hours long. So I don't think I'll be finishing this while I'm doing my puzzle, but I'll get as far into it as I can while doing the puzzle, and then I will just continue listening to it in my day-to-day life so that I can talk about it in this video and finish it before I finish this video. But I think I'm just going to sit and probably sit on TikTok for a little bit, and then I will continue with The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I just finished my puzzle, and I was definitely right about not finishing Part of Your World by the time I finished my puzzle, because I'm only 2 hours and 7 minutes into the audiobook, and I just finished my puzzle, so we will be listening to the other 7 hours and 58 minutes just doing my daily day in the life things, gym, driving, cleaning. I listened to a little bit of it while I was putting away laundry today, so that I can still talk about it and finish this book in this video. But I am enjoying it so far. Since I've read the other two, you get glimpses of her best friend, and this one is the main girl from Yours Truly, and it's been fun getting to see little glimpses of her because I loved her in Yours Truly, so that is fun. I'm also have less than 100 pages left of The Love Wager. I actually think I have less than 80 pages left. I have like almost exactly 80 something pages, and I am really enjoying it. They are now having to be a little bit fake datey because they are going to her sister's wedding together, and I am loving it. I love a fake dating trope. It's so fun, especially they're friends, so it's like friends to lovers, fake dating. I am really enjoying it, so I'm excited to sit down and read some more of it. My husband and I are going to the movies tonight, so not sure how much I'll get done, but now that I'm done with my puzzle, I can sit down and just focus on reading this one, because I'd kind of like to try to get this book done either today or early tomorrow so that I can start the next book I want to read in this video. So I'm going to try to finish this right now. Okay, I have a little reading update. Also, sorry if you hear my husband in the back. He is playing some video games with some friends, or his brother or something. So, sorry if you hear that in the background. But I did end up finishing The Love Wager last night. So, I thought it was really cute. It was fun. Definitely like rom-com, not super... There's no like real super emotional depth to it, which is my favorite thing when romances do. Like, I love more, I guess you could call it like women's fiction or literary fiction with the emphasis of romance, because I love when romances have more of a deeper depth to it, where it has like more of an emotional tug on you, or it talks about a little bit of heavier topics, like those kinds of things. I really enjoy when romance books do that. So, little rom-com was cute. I'll give my final rating and everything at the end of the video once I am done reading all the books. But I wanted to tell you what book I'll be starting today, since we are starting a new one, and that is Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I am super excited for this one. I loved Wild Love, I believe is what the first one was called. So I am super excited to, yeah, Wild Love was the first one. Super excited to start this one. I've heard really great things about this one, so this is the next book we will be reading. I'm loving this so far. thought I would give you a quick little update. Tomorrow is now Valentine's Day, so it has been a couple weeks and I'm still going. I also started reading Keeping 13 on my Kindle, and that has also consumed my life a little bit, so otherwise I would have finished this by now probably, but I have gotten like 30% done with that book too. That's not going to be included in this video because it would be too long to try to finish that book too, and I don't want to not finish a book in this reading vlog, so yeah. But anyway, I am about halfway done with Wild Eyes, and I am really enjoying it. I am loving seeing West and Skylar together. West with his kids is so cute. Like, he is just the greatest single dad ever, and his relationship with his kids is so cute. So I love getting to see that and getting to see Skylar kind of come out of her shell and make some friends when her whole life has been just like laid out in front of her. Has been really great. So I am really enjoying it. I am excited to keep going. I'm going to bring it to the salon with me today because I know I'm going to have a gap in the middle of my day, so I'm going to read it in that gap that I have, and I want to try to finish this tomorrow, read the second half between today and tomorrow, because it would be nice to finish this vlog on Valentine's Day since I'm reading romance books to get me in the Valentine's Day spirit, and tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so it'd be nice to finish it by then, but I can't promise that I will. However, I do think I could be able to finish Part of Your World by tomorrow, because I have been listening to that for a little bit. I listened to it at like the gym yesterday, and also when I was doing Valentine's Day nails, which are part of this video. But I'm 73% done, and I was just listening to it while I was getting ready for the day because I have clients today. But I am 73% done with this book. I only have 2 hours and 45 minutes left of the audiobook, so I think I should be able to finish this one by tomorrow at least. But I'm hoping to get this one done too, but we'll talk about Part of Your World for a little bit. Oh, picture of my dog. She's so cute. I have my phone screen set to cycle through pictures every hour. It changes, and it's either wedding pictures from my wedding with my husband or pictures of my dog. But anyway, Part of Your World I am also really enjoying. I don't think it's going to be my favorite from the series, because this is the last one that I need to read, because I didn't realize it was an interconnected series when I read Yours Truly. So I read Yours Truly, then I read Just for the Summer when it came out. So I still needed to read Part of Your World. I think I'm going to like it more on par with Yours Truly. Just for the Summer was like a whole nother level for me. I loved that book. But I am still really enjoying this one. And I love getting to see little glimpses of Bree from Yours Truly in this book. But it has been really interesting getting to see the main character, what is her name? Alexis. Getting to see Alexis kind of break out of what her family has trained her to be has been interesting, and I'm excited to see how their relationship ends up working out, because he is the mayor of this super small town and his family has been the mayor of this super small town for hundreds of years, and he's trying to buy the house that he runs as an Airbnb that was his grandparents that his mom is trying to sell, and so he's trying to buy it so he can't leave his little small town, but then she works at this hospital where someone in her family has been at for hundreds of years, generations, and she's now the only person left to do that because her parents are getting older. Her brother has kind of backed away and is doing his own thing, and his parents or their parents have like disowned him for the decisions that he's made. So it's just all onto her shoulders to try to be this family doctor. Not a family doctor, she's like an ER doctor, but her family has been at this hospital for generations. And so she's like forced to be there, he's forced to be in the small town, and just seeing how their two worlds are going to collide, because right now they're like kind of teeter-tottering on, will this work, will it not work, I don't see it working, how can it work type thing. So I'm excited to see how it ends up playing out, because obviously they're the two main characters of a romance book. They're going to end up together because that's always how romance books work. But I am curious to see how they're going to end up together and work it out. She's also coming out of an emotionally abusive relationship that everyone wants her to go back into, because this guy is also a doctor, and like her parents will only ever want her to be with a doctor at this specific hospital. It's like very, yeah, but so I'm excited to see how that story plays out, and I am, like I said, a little bit further into that one than I am into Wild Eyes. So I will for sure be finishing that one by tomorrow, but I'm going to try to finish this one by tomorrow as well, because I am really liking it, and I'm excited to see how their story plays out too. I'm honestly kind of impressed with myself that I am technically in the middle of 3 romance books right now, because I'm reading Wild Eyes, Part of Your World, and then I'm also reading Keeping 13, and I'm not getting any of them confused with each other, even though like they're all kind of different romances, so that helps. But I am happy that I'm keeping the story straight and not integrating them into each other. But I am excited to see what happens with West and Skylar and Daniel and Alexis. So just wanted to give you a little update before I head to work today. I'll probably get some B-roll time lapse of me reading this at work today. Happy Valentine's Day! Today is officially Valentine's Day, and I did end up finishing both Part of Your World and Wild Eyes today. So I've officially read 4 romance books to get me into the Valentine's Day spirit in time for Valentine's Day. I'm definitely feeling all the romance feels, and I'm excited for my husband and I's date tonight. We're not doing anything crazy, we're not big go out and do something fancy for Valentine's Day. We tried last year and it was an awful experience. We had a terrible Valentine's Day. We went to a restaurant that we had reservations for, and it was an Italian restaurant. We had reservations, so we got seated pretty quick, but for whatever reason they were super understaffed on Valentine's Day. So it was like an hour before our food got to us after we ordered, to the point where I got a migraine, so I was nauseous, so I couldn't eat my food because I was on the verge of vomiting, which I ended up doing when I got home. And then my husband didn't end up eating any of his food because he was so hangry and frustrated that it was taking so long. So it was just a bad experience overall. So this year we are going to Chick-fil-A, and then we're going to see the new Captain America movie. So that is our Valentine's Day, and I'm super excited. He gets off in 15 minutes, so he'll be getting home soon. But I thought I would tell you my thoughts on both Part of Your World and Wild Eyes, and then give you my overall ratings for each of the books that I read in this video. So Part of Your World, I finished this morning on my way to the gym. I sat in my car for like 15 minutes when I got to the gym because I was that close to finishing the audiobook, so I didn't want to go into the gym and then have to like switch audiobooks while I was at the gym. So I just sat in my car and waited for the audiobook to be done so that I could just start a new audiobook freshly when I was at the gym. And so I finished that one. I thought it was really cute. I loved how it ended and how things ended up coming together. Because like I was saying earlier, I wasn't sure how it was going to play out with their two family dynamics, but I really loved how it all came together and how they decided to integrate their lives together. And then I literally just finished Wild Eyes, like pulled out my camera right after I finished it. I really enjoyed this one. The story was so fun, and I found myself laughing, and I even got teary-eyed a couple times in this one. I didn't actually like cry, but I definitely felt myself tearing up a little bit, so I loved this one. And I'm happy that this was like the end of the video and I ended on this one, because you'll see my rating once I'm done talking about all of them. But let's start from the beginning and go to the most recent one. So the first audiobook that I listened to was After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite. It's my least favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I've read so far, I think. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. So that is definitely the lowest I've ever rated a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. Normally her books are 4 to 5 stars, but I still enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the story, but it just wasn't what I went in expecting. So because it wasn't like what I went in expecting and just wasn't the best story in my opinion, it is a 3.5, which is the lowest Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I have, but it is also the lowest rated in this video also. And then I read The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I also enjoyed this one. It was a cute little rom-com. There wasn't much like depth to it. It was pretty much strictly just a rom-com. And I rated this one also a 3.5 star. I personally love romance books that have a little bit more depth to them and maybe have a couple heavier topics in them or things talked about, and this one was just strictly rom-com, which was cute and put me in a little, you know, in the Valentine's Day spirit. But I prefer romance books that have a little bit more than just the rom-com vibes. Although sometimes it is great little palette cleansers, especially between like really big fantasy books, and I did pick this one up shortly after reading Onyx Storm, so it was nice to have that little palette cleanser. But this one was also 3.5 stars, just like After I Do. And then I listened to Part of Your World, which was the last book I needed to in that little series, and it definitely was more on par with Yours Truly. Rating wise, yeah, it was definitely more on par with Yours Truly rating wise. Just for the Summer was a 5-star read for me last year. I loved that book, but I gave yours truly 4 stars when I read it, and that's also what I gave Part of Your World. So I gave that 4 stars as well. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun rom-com, but it did have like a little bit more to it than just strictly rom-com like The Love Wager was. So that's why it rated a little bit higher than The Love Wager, and just like the story, I was more invested in the story of, I was more invested in the characters and how everything was going to play out with Part of Your World than I was with The Love Wager. And lastly, I read Wild Eyes. I gave this one 5 stars. I loved this one. I also gave Wild Love 5 stars when I read it last month. So both books in this series so far have been 5-star reads. And I'm so excited for the third one to come out in a couple months, I believe, doesn't it? Let's see. Yes. Oh my gosh, it comes out next month. I did not realize it comes out next month, but I'm so excited for Wild Side, which comes out next month. And then it was just announced that the 4th and final one is going to come out in September, and it is called Wild Card. So I'm excited to continue this series because I am absolutely loving all the characters in this series, and I'm excited for the next one. And I don't know who the 4th one's going to be about, but I'm excited to see who that one's about. I also really want to read more Elsie Silver books because I really liked the way she tells her stories and the depth and emotion that she puts into them. So 5 stars. So overall, I'm really happy with the reading that I did for the past couple weeks and getting all these romance books read in time for Valentine's Day. And I am very much in the romantic Valentine's Day spirit. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me read some Valentine's Day inspired books. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and if you have, what you rated them and your thoughts on them. And let me know any other romance book recommendations that you have in the comments. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day, and I will see you guys in my next video.